And Dylan, you were the creator, the producer, and also the clown. And Chloe, this was your first time acting, right?
Yes, I mean, I've done student films, but this is the first time, like, outside of just college classes doing something. Dylan really just kind of asked for help, and I'm like, yes, I want to help in whatever capacity that I can.
Nice. And tell everybody where you're from.
We are from St. Augustine, Florida.
Nice. So how did you get the idea for these episodes? I know you had some help writing, but I know that this is like your brainchild, so.
Yeah, basically the idea, like that Lafo character, I've done a few times in past projects, and I've just always wanted to do something that was a little bit more traditional, because the other stuff I've done is like VHS, he's hosting a show, and it was like horror shorts. And I just never felt like I got to do him justice, so I just wanted to do something with that character. And I just love Halloween. Like, it's my favorite time of the year, and I love the old like Goosebumps TV shows and Creep Show and just all that. And so I just kind of wanted to capture what I felt as a kid. Like, I love The Evil Dead and movies like that, and I'm one of those people that just, like, I love popping in a VHS tape and watching horror movies like that. I mean, I love the 4K stuff, obviously, but I just love the old school nostalgia trip. So that's just what this kind of was me trying to capture that spirit that I felt as a kid.
Awesome. Now, how long did it take you guys to film each segment? Did you do them all in a row?
Well, the first episode, Janie's Night, we shot as its completely own thing. And then it was actually during the making of that I was like, I think I want to do a few more episodes and turn it into an anthology. And there's one more episode after this that ties more into the second episode, the pawnbroker. And those trick-or-treaters you saw, the scarecrow and the zombie kid, the fourth episode's about them. So it all kind of ties together. And each episode, I mean, we just wrapped the last episode, I think last weekend or so. Things just kind of got, pushed behind. But
it happens.
Took a while,
happens.
A full year.
Yeah, well, and then to, like you say, how they tie into each other. So when Janie was texting in the first episode, she was texting you.
Yeah, so my character, Nicole, she is supposed to be best friends with Janie. They were on their way to a party that was the party they were all talking about going to go to together. So I was texting Janie the directions. Obviously, she never made it.
Right, yeah.
So... yeah, it's just, there's Easter eggs in all of the episodes, and it's just, you have to kind of watch them all to find all of the different bits and pieces, because Dylan does such a good way of, like, weaving them all into each other.
Yes, and that's one of your other special talents is you edit these as well.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'd love to have an editor. I'd love to have a DP. We only had a DP for the second episode. And it's just I do a lot of this myself. I even make some of the music under an alias, and I wish I had more people to help. But I'm from a small town where, especially people don't want to do this kind of thing. Like they hear severed dick jump rope, and they're just like, I think I'll pass on that one. Or people will suggest that I take it out, and I'm just like, no, that's what makes it different. Even if it's goofy and silly, it's different. And I haven't seen that before. I don't know about any of you. So I do a lot myself, but I'd love to meet new people and have them come on and do more projects with other people.
Yeah, we're from a small town here. Have you guys ever been to the Outer Banks?
I haven't.
Yeah, no, first time.
First time, and I know you got in late last night, but I don't know if you had a chance to check out the beach and...
We both went to the Jockey's Ridge today earlier, and that was a lot of fun. He got there, and like within 5 minutes, he was already planning his next film. So
nice. And the Sandman wasn't there.
No Sandman.
Yeah, I think it's because we didn't show the film yet. So maybe tomorrow, Nixie on the Jockey's Ridge. So that inspired you to maybe, would you consider coming here?
I would, yeah, but I would want that set up like way ahead of time because it's a bit of a drive, and I'd want more people to collaborate and do things the right way. Like I'd love to just pitch that idea to somebody, and maybe I just help produce.
Right.
Let someone else take care of that. But I mean, that's how I get a lot of inspiration for my writing. Is I'll have a cool location or something like that, and I'll just be like, I want to write something to this. And like the pawnbroker, I had access to a pawn shop, so that's what kind of started that episode. I was like, oh, that's a cool location. How can I use
Yeah.
that to my advantage?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm always trying to like merge and see, but we have plenty of talent here. I think everything you mentioned, you might be able to find here locally. And we have had in past years, our filmmakers met at our festival, and now they're working from LA is one of them, and here we have a local, and they're collaborating together. So, maybe you can find somebody to do things online, and sometimes that makes things easier, and sometimes it's harder. But how many more episodes of Sharp Candy are you looking at?
There's just the one that's left after this. It's the longest one, and it really kind of just ties everything together. That one's, I think, 28 minutes long. I'd love to do a season 2, but that would really... This was more of like a pilot season, just to
Right.
kind of give an idea of what we could potentially do with no budget, essentially.
Right.
If we had a budget, I'd love to do more. So it was just kind of like a pilot season, just to see what we can get from people.
For sure. And how are you involved? Do you help? I know you're a producer, and you did an awesome job acting.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah. Actually, I went to school at Flagler studying media production, and so me and Nico, who was in the pawnbroker episode of the film, he was just the little worker guy. We were in the same class, and Brittany as well. She was Janie in the first episode. So we were all this like community of film students at Flagler College, and we happened to get to know Dylan pretty well, and he just kind of asked for help reaching out, and so we've kind of come together, and we love working on films together. Also, just kind of piggybacking on him, that 4th episode, along with all of the other 3 episodes, comes out on Amazon on October 15th, Amazon Prime, so you'll be able to stream it there. If you guys do want to follow up and find the other Easter eggs, they're going to be right the 15th. I'm not wrong on that? Okay, cool.
But we saw it first, right?
Yes, you are the first to see it.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to open it up to you guys. Does anybody have any questions for these two? Yes.
In the back.
Does the 4th episode dive more into the witch's backstory?
No, it does not. That I wanted to leave kind of open if we were able to do a season 2 and revisit that, or I do have a backstory for all of that. I just kind of wanted to leave it open-ended for that. But just for you guys, like the backstory is that the old bitch used to be an old like fortune teller lady that the clown used to work together at a carnival, and shit went fucking crazy. Everybody died, and they kind of stuck together, and like she actually has powers, and she's able to keep him alive because like he saved her a few times and stuff like that. Just a little backstory that I've come up with, but couldn't really put that on here with the budget that we had. So.
The second question I had was, in the end of Janie's Tale, it mentions in the credits the Carvers was made back in 2016. Is that a project that you guys have worked on in the past that's available to you? Or?
Yeah, that's part of the. So Laffo the Clown, my first feature, sort of. It's called Baron von Laffo's Halloween Spookathon. It's a mouthful. And it's like that's the creep show thing I was talking about, where it's like a host and it does 3 shorts, and one of the shorts is the Carvers. So it's like a full-on like sitcom episode, kind of like the Munsters.
Yes.
So I love the masks that you had throughout all of the episodes. Did you do any custom work on those, or you just luck out finding those sweet masks?
Just lucked out finding those sweet masks. The Carver's mask I've had since I was a little kid, like when I was making stupid videos with my iPod Touch, and I've just always had it, so it just kind of became the mask. Because like I said, we're super low budget. I mean, I pay for everything, and it mainly just I do it because I love to do it. If I wasn't doing it, I'd be miserable. So I just give it all that I got, and I just lucked out finding those masks. They are pretty cool, though.
And you also did your own. Did you do your own makeup? Because I know you've makeup credits. And in case anybody didn't know, you're the
Makeup,
the clown at the end in the last episode.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like you right now, and so that was an excellent acting job. Because you seem like chill and mellow, but you really let go and.
I mean, it's just nerve-wracking up here, so.
Oh, come on.
We
yeah.
do hope to get some better makeup artists because I've got a cousin that actually has her own makeup company, and sometimes she comes down. So maybe, hopefully, if we ever do a season 2, we'll have someone else to help him out with the makeup, so he's not having to like sit in the heat of a car applying the Halloween makeup and sweating everywhere.
Yeah, we know all about that. It's hard.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing too, is like we work like day jobs. Like I'm a night auditor at a hotel, so sometimes I would get off work, come home and like get a few hours sleep, and then we have to go shoot and just shoot when we can. So like I don't know, it's kind of a hobby, but at the same time it's just trying to get something out there that somebody might be like, hey, that has some energy to it. That's kind of fun. Let's see what they could do if they had like a team.
Right, right. Yeah, we know all about looking for the team, and I know Matt is very excited, and definitely, I know you say they have that energy you were talking about. Yes, lady in the pirate hat, I believe, had a question.
Two things. One, the music was just perfect to match to them. And I don't know the guy you got to do it, but it was just fantastic. So keep that going. The second one is a question. Why did you build in a hearing loss gal into the film?
So that was basically because the Laffo monologue that he does at the end, I kind of wanted it to be more like he's addressing the audience, and that's why it goes quiet for a little bit, just to remind us that she's deaf, and because that monologue was kind of supposed to double, like, as a meaning for me, like, there really are too many killer clowns out there, so how the hell is that guy gonna stand out? And then also, like, if you replace clown with filmmaker, like, there's a lot of people making films nowadays, and it's so much easier now. I can pull out my phone and make a film and get it uploaded and sent out there. So it's kind of hard to stand out. So it's kind of coming from that. So that's why we chose to make her deaf, and just mainly as like so that way that could translate better.
Did you have to learn sign language in order to be able to portray it?
I have very minimal experience with sign language. I had taken a class in college, and it was just enough basically to get through the film. And Dylan has a friend that also is fluent in it, so she helped us out a little bit as well. But I thought it was a really fun project. He kind of just asked me if I knew anybody that knew sign language, and I was like, I know a little bit, and I can help you out with the film. So just kind of jumped on board, and I wish I could be up here signing to the audience to really do justice to the fact that this film is supposed to be like really inclusive to a deaf community. But unfortunately, I don't have the skills to do that.
Also, it was because when the brother's getting killed, it's so that she doesn't hear that, too. So she's just sitting there looking at her phone, she's not going to hear him getting killed, so that was another thing.
That was very thoughtful, because she could only take so much tragedy in one night. And going back to the music question, did you do that too?
I did some of it. Some of it was also, the main theme was done by my friend Gunnar Clark, and he also, there's like a Baron von Laffo theme that he kind of reprised that's in this. And then I had another guy, his name's Carl from White Bat Audio. I think he did all of the Pawnbroker. I did all the music for Toel Road, and then it was me and Gunnar for Janie's Night.
Nice. And I have to ask you guys, we got another question over here.
I just want to hear you do the clown laugh when you sit down. Yes!
Do you need me to hold the microphone
Dance,
so you can get
puppet.
character?
There it is! Woo! Awesome. And we always got to know, like, what got you interested in film, each one of you. Do you have a favorite movie growing up or a favorite genre?
For me, I started out with journalism and just kind of ended up on the filmmaking path as I was taking courses in college, and it was just, I don't know, it's so fun. Documentary film is great, but there's just something about writing a script and seeing it come to fruition, whether it's silly or just makes no sense. It's something fun to do, and that's what really does it for me, just seeing something come to fruition.
So no favorite movies or...
I mean, I have favorite movies, but I don't know that I could ever list them off. It's just kind of, I see inspiration and I'm like, oh, that's a cool little tidbit to take.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. How about you, Dylan?
From me, it comes from a place that like I'm a very nostalgic I love nostalgia, and I wish like I could time travel. And for me, filmmaking is a way of doing that, as well as getting to have fun and play pretend. But in 30 years, if this doesn't take me anywhere, I can at least go back and look at the friends I made and the fun I had, and that's kind of where that comes from for me. And when I was younger, I saw Jason Lives on TV one night, and I was like way too young to see it. And the next day, I went over to my grandmother's house and was like, told her about it, and she told me all about it. And just after that, I was just hooked. And then in order for me not to be afraid of them, she taught me to watch the behind-the-scenes footage, and just watching them work and come up with the gags and everything. I was just like, you get to play pretend with your friends, and you get to film it so that you always have it as a memory, because sometimes our brains fail. So
Yeah, that's awesome, for sure. How about anybody else? Any other questions?
Where can I watch your other stuff at?
Thank you. That's a great question.
we've done some other short films, and the feature, the Baron von Lafo thing, it's on Amazon Prime as well. But every October, I haven't done it yet because I've been prepping for this. I put it free on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, so archicoproductions.com, or YouTube Archico Productions. And the Blu-ray for this will also be available through my website. And there's like some behind-the-scenes stuff, which is kind of fun, and audio commentaries, stuff like that. So.
And then just so that you know where to actually find all this stuff, we do have a lot over here on the table. We've got business cards for both of us and for Archico Productions. And yeah, so look out for it October 15th on Amazon Prime.
Awesome. I want to thank you guys again for coming all this way and for letting us be the first to screen this. This is awesome. And let's give it up for Chloe and Dylan and Shane and William. You guys are awesome. And again, don't forget, if you haven't already, to autograph our film festival posters right over there. And for the rest of you guys, there's promo materials down here on the table. And if you have more questions, we are having an after party at Paparazzi OBX. It's right up the road in Kitty Hawk. Are you guys gonna be there, do you think? Yeah. Awesome. So that'll be a chance for people to come up and get to talk to you guys a little bit more. And let's give it up for these guys again.
I just want to say real quick, I also want to say thank you to Matt and Sue for having us. You guys invited us. It was really, really sweet of you guys, and you guys are awesome. We've had a great time. We wish we could have come yesterday. Hopefully we'll be able to come tomorrow, but I just really want to say thank you. And if we could give them a round of applause. They're just awesome, really sweet people.
Thank you.